to Jerusalem in 701 BC to rescue the Jewish king over there against the Assyrian invasion. At that time, Nubians were not there to look for oil or gold.
U.S. Representative Pt.1 from Boston, who is here to speak, and then we will have U.S. Representative Trent France speak. So, Mr. Pt.1, will you come with us? Thank you.
I just came down to express my appreciation for what you're doing and my support for what you're doing. This proposal is just ludicrous. I don't think that anybody in America would stand still for 1 minute if this kind of proposal were made here. And I cannot imagine why any government, even the government in Khartoum, who has a fair number of problems across the board, would even consider such a thing. I will tell you that I have no idea, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if, I have some Nubian ancestors somewhere along the line. I thought we all did. This is a culture that is not necessarily mine directly, but it belongs to all of us. It belongs to all of us as human beings and as people who just have no idea, no connection at all to some of the things that came before us. And to destroy, to even think about destroying these kinds of things is just unimaginable. And again, I just want to come down to say thank you for trying to put it in the forefront, and thank you for your commitment to humanity and to the arts.
Churchill said that the farther we look back, the farther we can see forward. And so much of who we are today is partly built upon the great efforts of the past. And I think that that's much in the context of what we're talking about today. And I just want you to know it's an honor for me to be here. I'm especially concerned that some of the religious freedoms that might be at stake here. The Nubian people are medieval Christian culture that have gone back for a very, very long time, and I'm a little concerned that perhaps part of the things counted against them in their area now is that very fact. So that's something that is a great concern to me, because certainly religious freedom is the cornerstone and the core of all other freedoms. If we don't have the ability to believe like we choose, then everything else is so much lost. As the co-chair of the Task Force on International Freedom, religious freedom, is one of my top priorities to ensure a lasting peace in Sudan that will protect the dignity of all Sudanese people, including those, of course, in the south, in Darfur, and in Nubian. Mr. Pt.1 has said the government of Khartoum already has some pretty significant problems. They already have made themselves, in the eyes of the world, a very questionable government in the first place. So this would be a good opportunity for them to show us that they have a decent respect for their fellow human beings. One of Africa's greatest and oldest kingdoms was led by the Nubians in Sudan. Yet instead of honoring this ancient African civilization, the government of Sudan seems set on wiping the Nubian history from the memory of humanity. And I'm here today to urge the Sudanese government to enable further discovery and protection of the African civilizations of ancient Kush and medieval Christian Nubia by halting the dam construction and ensuring that the Nubians are part of any development that would impact these World Heritage Sites. If as many fear these dam projects destroy the history and culture of the Nubians, the world and the Nubians will have suffered a great loss. These ancient sites include the city of Kerma, the first Nubian capital, which was founded nearly 8,000 years ago. And many pyramids, and of course the ancient hieroglyphics. Some Nubian sites have been preserved by UNESCO under the World Heritage List, but the many that you see in the photos today have not yet been protected. Sudan has a rich history and much natural beauty, as you can see in these pictures, and it serves as a symbol of pride and hope for many in Sudan and throughout Africa. Now, let me just say to you, I know that many of you are here, you have deep commitment to the Nubian people, first and foremost, and you want to see all the work of their heritage and their ancestors have some place, not only in history, but for the future generations to consider. And for what it might be worth to you, I want to honor you with all my heart in that regard, because you know, we're each of us on this planet such a brief time. It just seems like life gets away so quickly. And yet when we have the heritage of 8,000 years, it is worth our effort to protect that and to do what we can to make sure that future generations have some opportunity to see what their forebears have gone through and done. So you have my congratulations for being here, and also my appreciation for being here. And we want to do everything that we can to work together to save the Nubian culture and the Nubian people, not only on their behalf, but for the sake of our children. Thank you very much.
My name is Nubian. I'm the Secretary General of the Rescue Nubia Committee. It was formed mainly to protect Nubia from flooding, and the National Islamic Front government in Sudan, with the help of the Egyptian government, are building a series of dams south of the high dam to wipe, or actually to relocate the total Nubian population in an urbanized area, just as they did in the mid-60s. Some 50,000 Nubians were relocated in eastern Sudan, and they are threatened. Actually, they are living in asbestos ceiling houses, and it's proven that asbestos is very dangerous and it causes cancer. They have been living there for 43 years. The Four Freedom Agreement, which was signed between Sudan and Egypt back in 2004, gives the right to relocation of over 6 million Egyptian farmers in the Nubian land. That means the Nubian people will be removed from their ancestral lands to an urbanized area, and Nubia will be gone forever. It will be a piece of history, like Inca and these old civilizations. We ask the honorable congressmen and congresswomen and the activists, the leaders, to help these Nubians who are engulfed, who are entrapped between the Arabs of Egypt and the Arabized Sudanese people, who are trying to remove Nubia from the map. Just help us to survive. We are not created to die for other people. We paid a lot for a dear price back in 1964, and we don't want to pay another price again for the prosperity of Egypt.